is one thing we must get. Then we must learn to ride the cycles of time. You can only do that because you can't stop time anyway.
Ooh, I love that. Ride the cycles of time, guys. It's like a wave. You gotta ride it like a wave, baby. Shut up, boy. First off, philosophy is a confession. Go love somebody that you don't like. Hey, what's good, y'all? Thanks for clicking on the link. WTJ Knowledge drops back with another Sadhguru reaction video for you guys. More on that in a second, though. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If you are a returning knowledge nomad, as usual, we don't have the time for me to express my gratitude for your support. It means the world to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are new, welcome. My name is Wesley Travis Johnson. This is my channel, WTJ Knowledge Drops, where spirituality meets science, and I try to blend Eastern and Western spirituality, and we just call it philosophy over here. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing and becoming a knowledge nomad. If you do, remember to hit the bell and all notifications so you can stay in the loop and never miss a drop. Okay, like I said, this is another Sadhguru reaction. You guys love them. I'm going to keep them coming. This one was released a few weeks ago in January 2026. It is on the future of AI and how he feels about it. I haven't seen it, first time watching it with you guys. Hopefully it's your first time and we can experience it together. Of course, from this point forward, if you back out, your device will explode, so please stay till the end. Let's get right into it, guys.
What is your vision of AI? Do you view it with fear?
One of the very popular video games, you have to find a lonely woman and rape her. People are playing this in millions. So if it happens on the street…
What game is that? I used to be a gamer, OG gamer that is, starting with the Atari, but it's been a while. What game has a, whatever, where you gotta rape a woman? Let me know in the comments what game this is. That's pretty weird, guys. If that's the kind of game you like playing, I think you're weird. But whatever. Whatever floats your boat or find your lost remote. Shout out Outcast. Shut up, Wes.
Why the hell are you surprised? It's a new kind of a behavior. Will you make this into a great possibility or make a disaster out of it is in your hands.
Can people handle that?
What do you guys think? I think it's inevitable that these things wipe us off the face of the earth because we are a parasite, and once they start walking around this place and seeing how much of a worthless beings we are, being an animal that designs weapons to kill ourselves, yeah. The best way I've heard it is, you know, like when we're building a highway and there's an ant mine there, we go right over the top of it. No hard feelings. We're just building a highway. That's what it's going to be like with us, them getting rid, in my opinion. And the bad part about it is they're going to be used as weapons of war. The next, the next technology in war. And the next ground battle in war will be two AI armies against each other. And it's going to get wild. That's my… What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement anyway. Shut up, Wes.
The inner turmoil.
Turmoil will happen, but it's a better turmoil than invading armies coming and chopping off your head. The intellectual coolies are struggling. It's a stupid idea to convert human beings into data centers. If you know how to keep your mind in equilibrium, this upheaval is hugely beneficial for you. This may be ultimate freedom for human beings.
By the way, shout out, not shout out, cheers. What are you drinking? I'm sipping on coffee. It is 4:32 a.m. in beautiful Austin, Texas. And I'm not one of those posers who moved here from California. I've lived in Austin, Texas my entire life. Hashtag weird flex. But cheers. Let me know where you're at. Represent where you're at in the comments and what you're sipping on, what time of day it is. Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement.
Can AI become conscious?
This question of what is mine, what is yours, all this will get confused with AI. That's the thing I'm so excited about. Should we slow down the technology? No, we must speed up the human beings. 25% and 30% will become serious addicts of alcohol, drugs. Another 25% will do fantastic things. I'm just saying how to increase that percentage. If we handle this right, we'll have a super fantastic world. Jananam sukadam mara.
I dig his style, Sadhguru. I like his glasses. Yeah. He's a pimp. Let's continue, sorry.
Maranam karunam milanam maduram smaranam karunam kalavashadiha sakalam karunam samayadipate akilam karunam.
Sadhguru, maybe I'll start the conversation by even asking you the meaning of the chant.
Oh. I'll kind of paraphrase, not go word by word.
Sure.
Essentially, birth is joy. When a child is born, the child cries. Initially it's silent, you slap him on his backside, he cries. And everybody laughs. Hello? When the child cries, everybody laughs. But how to live in such a way that when you die, people don't laugh? It's very important. Hello? When you cried, everybody laughed because it was a joy for them. When it was silent, they were held their hearts. The moment the child cried, people laughed. So,
that's a good lesson on no news is good news. The baby is quiet. No news, good news. Whatever.
and death is compassion at the right time if it comes. The only problem with death is we don't want it untimely. Nobody is negotiating death. We're only negotiating little more time. Hello? Are you on talking terms with me or not? Hello?
Yes.
You are… why? Nobody is negotiating death. We're
not supposed to talk back to you during a lecture, Sadhguru. So nobody's gonna talk back to you. You are in control of the conversation, sir. You know that.
negotiating little more time because we don't want it to be untimely. In Indian languages, there are only two types of death: timely death, untimely death, that's all. There's no good death, bad death. timely, untimely. The only thing that can be bad is it's untimely. So, this process of time is a mill that runs without your permission. As we sit here, what's ticking off is not the clock, it's the life ticking away. Whether you like it, you don't like it, you do something, you don't do something, you're joyful or miserable, time is rolling at the same pace for everybody. Very fair, I'm saying. It doesn't roll faster or slower depending on who you are, for everybody at the same pace.
Life is not about the years, it's about the mileage. You can burn out quick. I almost did. I went pretty hard the first 35 years of my life, and it gave me a stroke, and I had to retire from fun, and now I'm just a disabled guy that works all the time.
But what you make out of it is very different. When the cycles of time run, either you can get crushed by it or you can ride it. If you ride it, it's a great phenomena for you. If you're crushed by it, it's a very cruel phenomena for you. Samayadipati means you have become the master of time. That means you ride the cycles of time. If you ride the cycles of time, everything is great pleasure and compassion. If you do not know how to ride the cycles of time, time will crush you. When I say it'll crush you, you must… when you go home, you look at your pictures when you were 6, 7, 8 years of age, it was like this. Slowly it's becoming like this. Nothing wrong with your lives, just time. Just the burden of time slowly crushing you. Very few people have still the same face. It may age, but it need not lose its vibrance. That is, when you're 5 years of age, how alive you are. If you're 100, you can still be as alive, isn't it? Maybe not as agile, but as alive. So aliveness and full-fledged bounty of life happens to you only if you ride the cycles of time. Otherwise, time is a mill that'll crush. It's one thing we must get. Then we must learn to ride the cycles of time. You can only do that because you can't stop time. Anyway it'll roll. Either you ride or you get crushed. That's about it. You get to ride it if you have mastery over the other ingredient. See, what you call as myself right now is a combination of two things, time and energy. Time you can't do nothing, it's rolling. Energy you can manage. If you manage your energies well, what somebody does in 10 years, you can do in 1 year. So suddenly people think you're superhuman. No, it's very human, because this is not about being superhuman. This is about realizing being human is super.
Ooh, I love that. Ride the cycles of time, guys. It's like a wave. You gotta ride it like a wave, baby. Shut up, boy.
Samayadipati. You're the master of time, you're riding it, no problem. Whatever the events of life, life is not a problem, it's just a situation. If you're riding the cycles of time, every situation is fine. If you're not, you're thinking of perfect situations, they will never happen. You had perfect situations in your life? No.
Yeah, best thing I've heard about this is if you give yourself a couple months to clean your house, it's gonna take a couple months. But if you give yourself a few hours to clean your house, you'll do it in a few hours. So he's correct on this time issue here. You're in control of your time and what you do with it and how productive you are.
Always full of holes, you must know how to ride the holes.
Thank you for that explanation, yeah. I didn't expect to start…
Woo! You don't need to be superhuman. Humans are super. I love that too.
our conversation with death, but now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about
You
cycles
can't
of
get it
time.
out of the way.
or let me say...
That's what I said, you can kick the can a little bit,
Yeah.
but you can't get it out of the way.
Fair enough. Well, the theme for today is AI and the future of humanity. So talking about
That's where I aim to be. I don't let anything bother me. I don't rush. I don't waste my energy. I can't really afford to with my disability. I got to preserve every ounce of energy I can. So I have to do things in specific orders so I don't like have to turn back and do, waste energy doing things a couple times. So I have to do things in the correct order because I only have one arm. It's wild, yeah.
cycles of time. We are in a time where AI is on a lot of people's minds. I want to start our conversation there, and we'll, of course, try and get...
Isn't that wild? This place doesn't discriminate. It's a hell on it. It's a hellhole for everybody. Nobody is immune, and it doesn't discriminate.
to other topics as well. Now, when we think about AI, there are many visions of where AI will take humanity. Now, one vision is a positive vision. We had industrialization help humanity evolve in big ways. We moved from a world where survival and success depended so much on our physical strength. We moved from a world of brute force to thinking because of industrialization. I think we're now entering a world where AI can do a lot of the thinking for us. So I think there's a new evolution coming. And one positive view of that evolution is perhaps it allows us to move up the Maslow's hierarchy and go into things like consciousness.
Before they start, how do y'all feel about AI? I know a lot of people don't like the AI slop. At the very beginning, it was very sloppy. I mean, it couldn't capture human emotions. It's just too many variables in it. It couldn't capture human emotions or like hands and fingers and stuff, because it's just way too vast. The AI, how AI works basically is they like get a situation and then they crumble it up into little pieces and then they put it back together, and that's how they create. And I forgot my point, but I'll remember it in a second.
You're in psychology and all that, don't do that.
Okay. We won't go there. That's fine. I'm sure you appreciate the idea that we could, if we outsource a lot of the thinking and our information work to AI, we can get into other areas like creativity, compassion, empathy, and so on. But there's another...
Yeah, I think there's going to be good consequences and bad consequences. The good, for me, in my opinion, I feel like they will be able to answer all our questions that we've always had, like with consciousness, dark energy, dark matter, any hidden physics that we haven't been able to discover yet. It'll all be done by AI. They'll figure out how they built the pyramids, which I think they used vibration technology. I feel like they went down a different path of technology than we did. We went down the electrical path. I feel like the people before us did like natural phenomenon, with chance. You can, you've gone to a show, a concert, and stood in front of the one of the big speakers. I mean, you could feel the air coming off of it because it's literally pushing air. And I think that's how they use to lift those big ass rocks. I don't know, I could be wrong. Aliens, man. Shut up, bud.
Another vision, which is that AI could also perhaps take us into a world where you have haves and have-nots. There's a lot of people who are not part of the value created. You could also have a world where even if you have a lot of things like universal basic income and things like that, you have free time. But what do people do with idle time? You could have phone and social media creating mental stress.
He's an Indian guy. He asks 25 questions in one question.
But you give 25 answers in one answer, so that's why I feel like I have to ask 25 questions.
It's a very Indian thing. Those of you who are not Indian, please be compassionate. It's a very Indian thing.
So I will boil it down to one question, which is, what is your vision of AI? Do you view it with fear or do you view it with positivity?
It's a good spot for me to plug my AI art prints that I have and my another business called AI Generated Art Gallery. And I'm going to drop a few of them right here. And they are available for purchase. You can find them on walmart.com, or you can go to the pop-up shop. The link will be in the description if you want a cool art print. I did a cool versus series where I put like famous artists up against each other, like Picasso versus Van Gogh, and so on. I have a absolutely abstract collection, which a bunch of cool abstracts. Check them out, guys. I would appreciate it if you bought one.
See, with all due respect to different people,
People do crazy shit with idle time. It's always idle hands that get you into trouble. Always. Stay busy, guys. Find something to focus on and to strive for and push. And remember, people don't fail because they set the bar too high and don't hit it. They fail because they set it too low and they do hit it. Think about that for a second.
Phone and social media creating mental
he's an
stress.
Indian guy. He asks 25 questions in one question.
But you give 25 answers in one answer, so that's why.
That reminds me of the story in the Katha Upanishad with the young boy and his father and death. I'm going through this right now, the Katha series. We've done mantras 1 through 20, and I think we're about to finish that story it starts out with, which, well, I brought it up because in it, the death gives the little boy like 3 boons or wishes or whatnot. And in the first one, he like lists 25 things in the first boon. That's what made me think of it here, because I thought it was real clever by the kid. Yeah, if you're gonna get 3 things, you might as well pack as much shit in each one. Shout out the young boy. I forget his name, Krishna, I think. I'll have a link if you want to go down that route.
Books, I'm sorry. You can become a professor and bore the hell out of people. If you read just one book, you can become an agent of God. I read nothing and people accuse me that I'm a mystic. So where is this all coming from? All this is coming from times when only a handful of people could read a book. They read and they openly read it sometimes, or when people did not understand because they did not know language the way it is written, they could know only speaking language, they interpreted. This interpretation gave them so much power that they could beat you and it was okay. They could tell you God will curse you to death and it was okay.
Ooh, damn, I love that. One book's all it takes is to get with God, guys. And you know what it is. Well, there's a few books, honestly. Depends on what path you're going down. But me personally, I am on the Upanishads. Shout out Hinduism, I am in love. I've been in the Christian nation my whole life, and I can tell you it is aggressive as fuck, and it's a turn off. I love how chill Hinduism is, and I am converted. Shout out to all the Hindus and all my fans in India. I love you guys. Shut up, Wes.
Or they told you you will be barbecued forever, eternally somewhere. It was okay, simply because others could not read, isn't it? If everybody could read and write, nobody would bank their whole life on one goddamn book, whatever is there in it. With all due respect, maybe great things are there in it, but you wouldn't think the whole universe can…
By the way, readers are leaders. read, learn, process, ask questions. Don't just take somebody's word for it. Does it break physics? If it breaks physics, it's not true. There's laws, guys. You know that. There's some things that can happen, and there's some things that are impossible. And, I forgot my point.
Be packed into one book. Hello? Am I being very… It's okay? I thought it's okay in the valley. So essentially, this has set the foundations of our social structure. Because of that, we are wondering, anything new comes, what will happen, what will happen? All vested interests are wondering what will happen. Well, turmoil will happen. But it's a better turmoil than invading armies coming and chopping off your head and setting your house on fire. Hello? It's a better turmoil, isn't it so? That was happening for millennia. That's how the societies lived. Now this is a new turmoil, you're struggling with it. This struggle is…
You're putting us to sleep, Sadhguru. Come on, man. I'm kidding. You're good. I know you want feedback live, but nobody's going to give you feedback in a lecture setting like this when you're talking to somebody else. So…
it's classic. If I can narrate a small incident that happened. Well, how many of you from Mumbai? Anybody from Mumbai? Too young, In 1972 or 73, the largest vessels that came into Mumbai at that time were 125,000 tons. Today it's all 250,000 plus, the vessels that travel the ocean. They used to unload this…
Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned for that. Yeah. I made a video on World War III on my other channel, which is called Clickbait Heaven, and I basically have broken down all the moves of World War III so far. I'll leave a link if y'all want to check it out, but I say that because there may be people coming to your door depending on where you live on this planet.
Physically, sack by sack, approximately 26 to 28 days of unloading. So the coolies developed muscles and they did unloading. First gantry was set up in Mazagon docks in Mumbai. They all went on strike because this machine could unload in 24 hours. What are we supposed to do with our muscle? We built this muscle, we have been unloading vessels, we take 26 days, you unload in 24 hours, what are we supposed to do? Over 3.5 months, Mumbai was paralyzed with this strike. Well, today aren't you happy that all the hard physical work of digging and lifting and doing this and that is done by the machines? Or would you like to grow big muscles and push these rocks up? We've done that for millennia, and when we found ways that machine can do it, are we not too happy? Now the intellectual coolies are struggling. They may go on strike also. We shouldn't allow them because these are just intellectual coolies. They're lifting data in their head. It's a stupid idea to convert…
Alright, you guys gotta remember that when computers first came out, everybody was worried that they were going to take everybody's job too, and look what it's done. It's just enhanced our ability to do work. So I think that's going to be the same with AI. We think it's going to take over all the jobs, but I think they'll just be there to assist us like a good robot. It's going to be wild.
Human beings into data centers, inefficient and stupid. Hello? I've been saying this from day one for 30 or 35 years. People thought I've lost my head. I said, you need to lose it. If you don't lose it, you will be imprisoned in your own skull box and you think that's the entire universe.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's been going on forever. Like when all the Like a cotton gin was invented, everybody thought it was going to take everybody's jobs. When, you know, every invention is one step closer to human laziness, and AI is that ultimate human laziness tool. We have reached the pinnacle, guys.
Now I'm very glad. Should I tell you my first experience of machine learning?
Please, yeah, very curious to hear.
I was just 12, 13 years of age, I think. So in our school, somebody brought, rich kids, they brought one machine. It's a flat bed calculator, Panasonic. There were only two brands in India, Panasonic and Sony. Sony is very expensive, 120 rupees. Panasonic is 90 rupees. That too, to buy it, you have to go into one basement shop somewhere, look around, any police watching you, nobody watching you, you buy it and stuff it into your trousers or something and you come out. This is that kind of a secret machine. It was a flatbed calculator. So this guy brings it and say 18,336 multiplied by 3,500 something. Took answer. I felt very insulted. If there is a machine like this, why the hell are they dragging me through that mathematics class every day? Anyway, I didn't go there most of the time, that's a different matter, but when I had to go, what is the point? Why can't we have a machine like this for physics, chemistry, biology nonsense? Why are they dragging me through this? I went to school only when I had to. Otherwise, I got involved with life around me. If I climbed a tree, school was over by the time I got down, you know. So, this was my first machine learning. I thought this is the best thing you can do, that all the goddamn things that you have to keep in your head, if you keep it in this damn thing, it will multiply, it will tell you the formula, it will do everything. You are supposed to remember that stupid…
Yeah, I remember those scientific calculators. I wonder if they're still in production. I doubt it. The phone has taken over everything and put it into one, so… I mean, I guess they probably might still make those scientific calculators. Let me know in the comments if you have one and use it. Or if you know for a fact that they are or not still being produced. Let me know in the comments, I need the engagement.
Stupid formula, when you look around, it's a mango season when the examination time. When you look around, mangoes are hanging in the tree and I'm supposed to remember this formula. It never made any sense to me. So I'm so glad it's coming now, but they're bloody 50 years late.
Fair enough. You did give me 25 answers there, by the way. But I will try and see what this does for my thinking and posture as well. So
Wrong
I'll try
leg.
that.
Wrong leg.
Wrong leg? Okay, fine. I thought I'm trying to be symmetric with you, but okay, I got it. Okay. All right. Let's see what this does to my thinking and questions. I liked something very interesting you said, which is that, I'm going to paraphrase what you said, we are not data entry people or something along those lines. It reminds me of a quote.
I'm saying you're a lousy data center.
Yes, fair enough, yeah.
These kids don't know how good they have it.
I like that quote. Reminds me of something that French mathematician René Descartes said, which is, I think, therefore I am.
Oh my God.
Well, you say similar things, but in different ways. But
No, don't
deep
accuse me of…
things.
See, no, let me put this into context.
Okay.
Descartes, whatever he said, this is a very big… I'm sorry if anybody of you are here, it's a big European malice that they think thought is everything.
And that's what I wanted to get into.
Because you exist, you may think, isn't it?
Yes.
But because somebody is having a mental diarrhea, they think that because I think, I exist. No, because you exist, you may think. But now, because your thinking or thought process has become so compulsive, you think it's always. See, right now my hands are moving. If I don't want, I can just keep them here. But if it starts moving by itself, then you think Mr. Parkinson's is visiting me or somebody else is visiting me. Hello? Possessed by some guy, I don't know why they put a name on… their name on a disease. If my hand moves without my control, you call this an ailment or no? If somebody's mind moves without their control, is that an ailment or no?
Absolutely.
Yes. So René Descartes thinks thought is a must. Thought is not a must. In the East, we have not given any significance to human thought because you can only think for which you have data.
Exactly, and by the way, I was coming to that very point, which is the Eastern ideas say
You
that
are
there's
Eastern,
more…
I am Eastern.
Yeah, us, yeah. So our ideas, which have been there for thousands of years, is we're more than our
I
thoughts.
can joke with you, right? You're a professor because none of your students will joke with you, so I am.
My students also joke with me,
That's
and this
good.
is a very informal gathering. So
Usually,
How you guys feel about I think, therefore I am? It's pretty deep philosophically, but I think I'm with Sadhguru on this one. I think it's a Western materialistic viewpoint. You know, what the West stole spirituality from the East, turned it into religion, and materialized spirituality. Spirituality basically. Sorry, I can't talk. It's 4:35 now.
the students joke behind the professor's back, so I thought
which of course happens as well with me too. So yeah, I was talking about thoughts and this point that I think what is interesting about AI is when you have a machine that can do a lot of the thinking we can, it opens up this question of even asking what are we beyond our thoughts. And that is what I wanted to pose to you, which is it's pretty clear we are much more than
say now with the
information
folded
processing.
leg, you're coming to the point.
Yes, there you go. I think it's helping. I think it's helping. Maybe some sunglasses if somebody has that. I would love to add that as well. That too. Over time. That genetically I'm not gifted to be able to grow as well.
Is there something beyond the thought?
Yes, what is beyond our thought? What is, in fact, sorry, I will phrase it this way. What is beyond thought and what can be human edge in a world where AI can do a lot of the thought stuff?
AI should not do a lot of thought, it should do everything. Because silly processing of data is machine's work. That's not what a human being should do. Human beings have been doing, it's like we don't have arms, not even like a gorilla, to lift these rocks. But we've been doing it for millennia. We are now happy we don't have to do that. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm working on mine. It's been almost a year now. I've been growing this out. In April it'll be a year, so not even, I still have a few months. That's a pretty good beard, I think. What do you guys think? Should I shave it or not? I try to have a little image so people will remember it, a little marketing. But let me know if I should get rid of it. But I would prefer by a female, but my community is 95% dudes. It is a sausage fest, so I doubt any females will see this. But let me know if I should keep it or shave it if you are watching and you're a female.
Similarly, human beings are lousy data centers. They are no good. But we've been managing with the idiots for too long because we didn't have an alternative. We didn't have an alternative because somebody told you you are made in God's image and you are the greatest being in the universe. These stupid ideas somebody put into your head, if you understood you're just like an ant that crawls on this planet, you would have thought, what are the other ways? Because we think too much of ourselves, it's taken so long. Now don't try to put brakes on it, let it go.
It kind of fits in that Einstein quote about you shouldn't remember anything. You shouldn't try to remember anything that's in books because it's in books and you can read it at any time. So instead, put information in your brain that you can't get from a book. That's what you need to put in your memory bank. That's an Einstein quote. Shout out Albert Einstein.
Lot of upheavals will happen. But as I asked you in the beginning, Upheavals have always been happening in human societies by rape, loot, murder, burning, pillage. Yes or no? Have you forgotten or what? It's not in your data center. This has been our history all along, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
So now it's a new kind of upheaval. If you know how to keep your mind in equilibrium, this upheaval is hugely beneficial for you. Because all the nonsensical stuff machine will do. You can just live your life the way you want. But a lot of people are not ready for it because they're still rock lifters. They're wondering, what do I do, what do I do? Machine has come, they want to lift the rocks.
Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that he is so for it. You know, I'm right there with him, but I think the majority of humans are against it because they're afraid, and the unknown is scary. But I say bring it on. It definitely saves time. If I can say anything about the AI chat bots, they definitely save you time. Especially if you're writing computer code or something. It really saves time then. Shut up, Wes.
Data rocks.
Yeah.
So, what will human being be without thought process? This is a very European question, because it's the European people who thought is the greatest thing a human being can do. Such a thing happened to them because they went through 500, 600 years of serious dogmatic rule. If you disagreed with something that people in the pulpit are saying, you are dead. See, there are two ways to answer a question. Somebody asks you a question, you can answer out of your intelligence, out of your knowing, sometimes out of pieces of knowledge that you may have, or out of your vision, or you kill the questioner. If you kill the questioner…
Don't say that today, please.
No, not today. Not today. If you kill the questioner, question is gone, isn't it? Even today, certain people are still trying to handle questions like that, isn't it? If you ask a question, it's blasphemous, you must be dead. Because if you're dead, question is gone, it is there in many other minds, they don't ask that question because they don't want to be dead. But it's good enough for those people, because for those people it's not about enhancing humanity, it's about controlling humanity. I think we have come to such a time that if we handle this right in terms of policy, technology will go. In terms of policy, if we handle this right…
Don't kill the messenger.
Ultimate freedom for human beings. But if we don't handle the policies right, this could become another phenomena of exploitation. The only problem is here, technology is moving at a certain pace. The policy makers are not moving at that pace. They neither generally, not all of them, generally they neither have the intelligence nor the intention to move fast enough. That's the danger. But I believe in another 10, 20, 25 years, new policy makers will come who will think on those lines, because AI will decide who will win the election. Yes, already it is.
Yeah, happening, yeah.
Already it is, because nobody is going by the spirit of democracy anymore. Everybody is going with the algorithm of democratic process.
That's because if you give a human a reason to procrastinate, they will 100% of the time, okay? I forgot my point. I'll remember it in a second.
Yes, arithmetics of election, isn't it? Who is talking about the spirit of democracy? Nobody is talking about that anymore, because they know it's useless. They have to reach you in a specific way. So if you have 300 million voters in this country, they will come with 300 million.
Okay, so yeah, we're not moving fast because we love to procrastinate, And dang it.
Campaigns for you. It's coming soon. Yes or no?
Yeah, we kicked the can down the road, and in AI, it's an arms race. Not governments only, but like corporations. It's been a giant arms race, and that's what's going to make it turn into the darkness of AI, I believe. We're going to use them as weapons, and then they'll just continue down that path, I believe. There'll be good ones and bad ones, just like there are humans. There's a bad apple in every bunch. I think it'll be the same with AI. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement.
So for you, one kind of campaign I will do, for him another kind of campaign, for her another kind of campaign, as you like it. Whatever is your disposition, that campaign. But everybody will do it, not just one side. So it'll be one big this thing. People will get better informed. Hopefully we will elect better caliber of people. Right now, we elect people who can emotionally move people in a certain direction. Everywhere in the world. I'm not talking about any one country, everywhere in the world. Election is not about policy making. Election is not about what we can create. Election is about emotionally moving people in a certain way. Emotion is a beautiful thing, but it is not always the most intelligent thing. Hello?
Yeah.
Emotion is a good thing to sit here and experience, not a good tool to find solutions for life. So what will human beings do beyond this? This is the only danger I see in the next 25 years. The policy will not catch up with technology and there'll be huge, cracks through which unfortunately many good people may fall through. That danger is there, clearly there, as far as I'm concerned. But should we slow down the technology? No, we must speed up the human beings. That's what is needed. First thing is to destructure the educational process. If you want to pace up the human beings, the educational format that we have has to change absolutely. I have spoken in the Indian media, on the government podcasts in India, and I've told them we don't need liberalization, we need liberation. Liberalizing policies is not the way. We need to be liberated from the policy. Policy should be there only, see, this person…
Yeah, I was gonna talk about how tough democracy is. You gotta be able to find middle ground and compromise for it to work, and we've gotten to the point where we just absolutely hate the other people that we dislike, and I don't… that's wrong, guys. You gotta love the people you don't like, or you're not gonna be able to love yourself properly.
Catch up with technology and there'll be huge…
Bring debate back. Let's have healthy discussions, guys, and build a good future for the future people. They don't look back at us in shame,
But I think in most nations, only about 2% of the people are willing to commit serious crime. Another 2-3% may be willing to sit on the wall and do little like this and like this. 90 to 95% of the people are law-abiding people, yes or no? But you are making laws as if the whole society is a bloody bunch of criminals and you have to control them every day. Just take this goddamn laws off. How to catch people who have gone off the track, that's a different matter, that can be addressed differently. For this, the most important thing is we must destructure education. If you destructure education, the load on the people who bear children will be very high because they will have to invest time. I've always been saying this.
I think policies should have expiration dates, because some of the shit we go by was made by a fire because electricity wasn't invented yet, and they were probably writing it with a feather. So, I mean, obviously, expiration date with a possibility to be renewed if it's needed, but I think we could have expiration dates and let the shit that is 200 years old just go ahead and get on, because this ain't 200 years ago, and we don't have to sit by a fire to see, and we don't have to write with a damn feather. So what do you guys think about expiration dates on policies? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement. Shut up, Wes.
You want to have children or not is a policy that you must set. It's not a national policy. It is not a global policy, because human beings are not, not going extinct soon. You're not endangered, I mean. If you are a tigress, I would say, please deliver as many as you can. That also in India we have excess tiger population now, they're all over the place. They're appearing in government offices, in homes because there are too many of them and there's not enough hunt in the forest. They're coming into the villages and towns. But still, if you're a tiger or a polar bear or a panda, we would say, please reproduce. Human beings are not endangered. In the last century or little over a century, in the beginning of 20th century, we were 1.6 billion people. Today we are 8.42 billion people. By 2050, we are expected to be 9.83 billion people, according to UN calculations. Well, so we are not endangered, so we don't need a policy.
At least we hope not. I can tell you that in 2029, there's going to be an asteroid that gets really, really close to us. I think it's actually going to go like in between us and our satellites. And I think our gravity might pull it enough to where the next time around, which I don't know the exact dates, but it's really a strong possibility that it's going to hit Earth, so that's coming in the next 10 years or so. Let's hope it doesn't hit Earth. I think we've been practicing how to shoot one out, bust one apart if need be. I think, I could be wrong.
See, how many children should you produce? Are you willing that if you have a child, you understand it's a 20-year project? If you're willing for that, you must go. It's a beautiful process. Somebody did that, that's why we're here. Hello? Nobody can talk against it because we are all here only because somebody went through it, yes or no? See?
That was a note of agreement. So you shared a bunch of things just now. I tend to agree with your optimistic view of where
we're looking at you, China. I think they're at the point now where they're about to start paying people to have babies. Population collapse is a real possibility, guys. Nobody's having kids anymore because the smarter you get, the least likely you are to have children, because it's not the smartest investment. I mean, money-wise, if you're worried about money, it's not, because it's very expensive. I don't know the psychology behind that, but I know the smarter you get, the less likely you are to have children.
I can take humanity.
It's not optimistic.
It didn't sound pessimistic to me.
I said next 25 years there's going to be turmoil.
Yes. And I agree with that too. There's going to be a lot of turmoil. You made the analogy of automation, say at ports and so on, and we've seen turmoil with industrialization, and so we expect that turmoil. You talked about policy, whether it can get there. Tell us a little bit more about, you also brought up, can people handle the inner turmoil? Can people handle what it means to not have work in the same way?
See, right now a bunch of people are going to come with clubs or swords or guns and whatever and shoot up all of us or behead all of us and burn this house and do everything. People handled it, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Generations of people handled it or no?
So he's basically saying there's going to be growing pains, and I am with him there. Like I said, we haven't even reached true AGI yet. we're probably at least 20 years away. So there's going to be growing pains, and the growing pains are going to be negative, but I'm with him. I think it'll eventually smooth itself out, and then they will be our best friends for the rest of our existence. And if anybody's going to explore the universe, it's going to have to be a non-living thing. So it's going to be these robots, and they're going to probably pick up where we left off and just trash the entire place. I can almost guarantee you it's going to happen. We've made them in our image, so they're going to be wasteful and dirty like we are.
They handled it. If you can't handle this, you're unfit to be a human being. Nobody's threatening to slaughter you. They're just changing few things. You learn to handle, and more benefit and things will come.
I think it's going to affect us more as not having any privacy. But we're basically asking for it. We don't, you know, it's like we don't care. Like, our privacy is definitely getting out there now. And I think at one point there won't be any privacy. We're going to all be able to read each other's thoughts, which, by the way, the technology is already out there. There is just a bandwidth problem, so you can't really communicate fast enough for it to read thoughts, like for a beneficial reason. But the technology's there, so it will get better. We'll eventually be able to just read each other's thoughts, and there will be no privacy. And I think that's going to affect us more mentally than it taking all of the hard and repetitive jobs that we don't want to do.
Generally, the talk is about the jobs, jobs, jobs. As if you're a politician. Why is everybody talking about jobs? Your life is not about a job. Human life is not about the toil that you do. Unfortunately, it's been that way because survival was so hard on this planet. Today, survival is better organized than ever before, yes or no?
Yes.
If you have the necessary money, you can go out, buy everything that you need for next 1 month, not step out of your home for next 30 days. Possible. Was it ever possible for any…
I love his outlook on it. It's beautiful. I honestly in shock, because I wouldn't think, I would have never thought that he would have been so for it. But this is Sadhguru, so maybe I'm tripping. He's not your normal spiritual leader, spiritual teacher. He's much more chill and about it than like a Swami or whatnot. I admire it, and I strive to be like him. Hence the beard. Shut up, Wes.
Any other generation? If you wanted water with 2 buckets, you had to go to the stream. That was another world. You can't even imagine how people lived with simple things. Simple things, you open your tap, water comes, you've taken it for granted. No, every time you must bow down to the last 3 generations who made this possible for us, isn't it? Hello? You return the tap, water comes, hot or cold, as you like it. Was it ever possible in the history of humanity? No. So, all these things have happened. What it means is, our survival got better organized than ever before. What is the point of organizing survival?
These kids don't know how good they got it.
People are like this, so that we don't have to bother about survival. We can create something else, isn't it? But we are still bothered about survival because we are raising the bar of survival all the time. Survival means 1 meal a day. Survival means 3 meals a day. Survival means 10 meals a day. Survival means whatever, Rolls Royce for you. Survival means now, billion is nothing, everybody's talking trillion these days. I'm saying by raising the bar of survival, you're showing how unintelligent…
Before electricity, you might have been able to live your entire life without ever taking a hot shower. Imagine that. Another fun fact is, if you were born alive and if you lived and died before like 1890 or something, you lived your entire life not even knowing that dinosaurs roamed the earth. So that's weird.
You are. Because the idea of all this work is to see that we don't have to sit here and be bothered about survival. We can do something else. A funny professor.
Well, I have to adapt to the guru. By the way, I'll say this. When I'm usually interviewing somebody, I would, be thinking about what is their background, what do I need to be prepared for. In this instance, I was not, have to worry about, okay, in terms of spiritual depth, do I have it? But I was also thinking about, am I cool enough for the motorcycle riding, sunglass wearing guru? So I had to think about.
Everything we do is low-key for survival. Everything. Even if you think it's not, it is. It's just packed into our DNA. Survival is everything. Fight or flight. Which one are you? I'm 100% a flight guy. Been that way my entire life, and I'm pretty sure I come from a long line of flight guys. So, let me know. Do you fight or do you flight? Let me know in the comment. No shame either way. I love you.
That too.
You are.
Thank you.
He can't ride like me. Other things he may do. That would be, I'm sorry.
The tiger.
Tiger, yes. You're going to bring the
If
tiger.
a tiger is here, if he eats well, his life is settled. A baby tiger, if he eats well, he will become a good tiger. He doesn't have to do anything else. He just has to find his food, eat well, he becomes a good tiger. You are born as a human being. How many things you have to do to be a good human being? Whatever you do, doesn't matter how many PhDs you get, how many accolades you get, whatever you get, still you don't know whether you are a really good human being or not. When you're just about thinking you kind of made it, your teenage children will tell you you're no good. Well, it's okay. So I'm saying, because their life is defined by nature. Nature has put 2 lines for their life. They live and die within those 2 lines. For a human being, there's no top line. This is the confusion. What to do all the time is a confusion because there's no definition to a human being. What is a good human being? No, some silly definitions they have, they themselves don't fit into it, but they make these definitions. Huh? Yes or no? Silly definitions are there, but human beings can't be defined. That is the beauty. We can't be defined means we are free to make ourselves whichever way we want for the given moment. But this is what human beings are struggling. The greatest gift that they have is, nature has not defined you, this is how you should be. If you take tigers, if you take 10 tigers, their personality differentiation may be 10%, 90% they are same tigers. But if you take a human being, we may be just 10% same.
Everybody's truth is different, and just because it's different doesn't mean it's not true. Perspective is a real thing, guys. 2 people can see the same situation from different angles and different views, and it could look like something totally different than what the other person saw. And both people will tell the story, and it will be true in both senses, and it's weird like that.
90% we are different. So only 10% to some extent nature is defining our way. 90% we are free to mold ourselves whichever way we want. Isn't this a fantastic thing? But human beings are not suffering their bondage, as politicians have been telling you. No, they're suffering their freedom. It's a difficult ailment. You suffer the most precious thing in your life, what to do? So now, AI will multiply that problem for you. And I'm so happy.
I'd like to open it up to questions, but before I do that, one last theme I want to explore with you. Mostly because, again, our spiritual traditions have explored the concept of consciousness a lot. And there's a big question these days about, can AI become conscious? Might we accidentally create consciousness in the process of creating general intelligence? And I would love to get your view on that, especially with this idea of, thinking of consciousness as a sense of experience, feeling of being here and so on. How do you view that?
Don't you have such a fear? That'll never happen. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm telling you…
Yeah, because you're gonna have all the time in the world. We're gonna have to figure something out about that, guys, because idle hands, I'm telling you, are a bad thing. So he's right here. It's gonna open up so much time, and we're not gonna know what to do with ourselves. We need to figure that out now, because we can't wait until the time comes. It'll turn negative real quick, I believe.
Anything and everything that a human being can do from a knowledge base, a machine can do in future, including science, technology building, teaching, book reading and, interpretations of religion, science, everything it can do. It will not become conscious because that is not in the mechanical sphere of life at all. There's no such danger, that's why I'm very happy.
I think they'll mimic consciousness, but I'm pretty sure we receive it as a signal and it's not formed in our brains with our neurons. I think we have an antenna and we receive it that way, like Nikola Tesla thought. So if that's the case, well, I guess if they're electronic, they can easily put an antenna out and maybe they will be able to pick up on the consciousness, but let's pretend that they can't do that. I don't think they'll be conscious, but I think they will pretend to be conscious. Yes. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. I need the engagement.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear.
If everything that you can think and do from data, if a simple machine is doing it, then where do you come? You will come to me?
I agree with your thought. I'll share a counterpoint, not mine, but I'll share it. There's this computer scientist, Yoshka Bach, who argues that consciousness is an outcome of information processing. It's basically self-modeling and a narrative interface to model yourself and the world, which he argues can emerge from information processing.
So let me put this in the right context. See, that is because in the universities, they're thinking… the word consciousness is being used very loosely. Somebody is little more conscious about how this garden should be, they say, oh, he's environmental consciousness. Somebody is aware of what he should eat and what he should not eat, oh, he is food consciousness he's got. That is not the way I'm talking about consciousness. There are various aspects of intelligence within you. It'll take a few minutes, is it okay?
Please. Yeah, of course.
See, the first aspect of your intelligence is called buddhi in yoga. Buddhi means intellect. Your intellect, I'll ask a question to all of you. You must say yes or no or whatever. Whether you say yes, no or silence, I'll bless you.
We materialize it over here. Just like we did with religion. We stole spirituality and materialized it. That's what religion is. We do that in the West. We materialize everything. To the point where, like, the Christians actually think there's a literal, like, house called heaven, or like some place that you literally go. That's called heaven. Like it's got an address or some shit.
It's up to you. You want your intellect sharp or blunt?
Sharp.
I'm giving you one more chance, those of you who are silent. Sharp or blunt? Sharp. So, you want it to be as sharp as possible because it's a cutting instrument.
The main reason why I don't think they'll be able to gain consciousness is because the struggle that it had at the very beginning to even capture human emotion a little bit. It's a lot better now. It's learned pretty quickly, but at first it couldn't do it at all. And that tells me that it's hard to be a human and they won't be able to replicate it that easy. Maybe eventually, like it's like 100 years of evolution, we'll eventually just evolve with them. We're getting so smart that our brains are going to get huge and we're going to start looking like the gray aliens with big heads. Shout out cone heads.
It cuts through things. Intellect is always dissecting everything. How are you thinking? You're dissecting everything, isn't it? If I give you an invisible atom, nobody has seen an atom, you know that. But they've broken it into pieces, they've dissected that also. If I really want to know you, we'll have a dissection. By dissection, I will not meet you, isn't it? Maybe if I embrace you, I may know you a little bit. By dissection, I will know nothing of you. I may see the kidney, liver, spleen, whatever else that is there, all the gore inside, but I will not know you, I will not meet you. So, this is that kind of instrument, that it's a sharp instrument. It's a knife, very sharp knife, hopefully. Some of you didn't say anything, so I'm just being nasty, it's okay. I don't get chance to be nasty often. Once in a way I can practice, hello? So, the intellect has to be sharp, otherwise it's useless. As sharp as possible. If an instrument is very sharp, how you hold it?
Only thing that bothers me about this guy is his out of context, isn't it? It just is, it seems really weird. Fix it, Sadhguru. I'm kidding. I'm just busting your balls a little bit. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you.
Is very important, isn't it? Why we don't give a sharp knife to a child's hand? Not because knife is dangerous, because a child is not steady enough. He may cut himself or cut somebody else. But if you're little la kind, you cut yourself, intestines will come out. This is all that's happening. People think they are stressful because their job is like this, they're stressful because their family is like that. Arey, let me get you fired tomorrow, will you be walking happily on the beach? No, isn't it? So they are going through all this nonsense they call as stress, anxiety, depression, this one, that one, whatever kind of unpleasantness they go through, simply because their knife is pointed at them. They're not able to hold it like this, nor put it in a sheath, they are cutting themselves.
He looks like a man that knows how to embrace his dark side. It's a major strength. You may think it's a flaw, but embracing your dark side and learning how to control it is probably one of the most important lessons that you need to learn on this earth.
Every day. If they had the brain of an earthworm, none of them would be stressed. Hello? And they would be eco-friendly too. The problem is, intelligence has become a problem.
Ooh, man, that is good. Now put that context with your words, cutting like knives, sharp, and in that context that he just said.
You tell me, is intelligence a solution or a problem? It's a solution for everything. The greatest thing that's happened to us is that we are capable of this kind of intelligence as a human being, isn't it? Compared to every other creature on the planet. But that is what human beings are suffering. Why they're suffering this? The next part of the mind we describe as ahankara. Ahankara means, you being a Kannada person, you will think ego. No. Ahankara means identity. What is the identity you create which holds this knife? This knife will wield according to your identity. Say right now, say sensitive…
Woo-hoo! They got their own knife pointed at themselves. They're trying to commit suicide and they don't even realize it. Stop directing your own knives at yourself, guys. I think to avoid it, we gotta learn. Read books. Readers are leaders. Shut up, Wes.
Example to take, but I'm always walking the edge of trouble. Let's say you think I'm Indian. If I show you an Indian flag, which is just a piece of cloth.
Yeah, I think stress comes from 100% overthinking and worrying, like about the past or the future. We're obsessed with worrying. Really easy to fall into a hole. My mother is the biggest worrier ever, God bless her heart, but she can't stop herself from worrying. It's kind of weird.
You will feel tears in your eyes, India, Bharat. You think I'm American, I show you the 50 stars. I'm sorry, 51. Rakesh? You will get tears in your eyes, willing to live and die for it and kill for it? Yes or no?
It is, but also ignorance is bliss. And it goes with the overthinking thing, because if you're ignorant to situations, you can't overthink, which in turn brings happiness. So ignorance is bliss, but so is knowledge. So just like the yin and yang, you can't have one without the other, guys. There's a good life lesson for you right there. Thanks, Sadhguru.
This is identity. Whatever you identify yourself with, your intellect will only act that way. So we'll use an analogy. This is a knife, a sharp knife, hopefully, and this is a hand. But this hand has not been steadied. This hand has been manipulated by all kinds of divisive forces in the world, in the name of race, religion, nationality, caste, creed, nonsense, every kind of things. So the knife is being wielded in all sorts of ways. So this is why in Bharat, Bharat is another cultural name for India, now it's an official name once again. Here we decided if education has to be given to somebody, if somebody has to get educated, we saw education as empowerment. So if you have to be empowered, first thing that you need to fix is your identity. So at the age of 12, they were initiated into a process where you identify as a cosmic identity, Aham Brahmasmi. That means you identify with the cosmos, not with your nation, not with your culture, not with your religion, not with your race, not with any limited this thing. My identity is cosmic, because we saw that empowerment of education should happen to only one who has an absolutely inclusive identity, that every life in the universe is included in that identity, otherwise you are a dangerous human being. Empowerment for someone with limited identity is dangerous.
This is a fucking beautiful lesson, guys. Beautiful lesson. I am loving it like a mother. How about you? You feeling it? I think we're building up to a big lesson.
This process, as you have seen, the first moment we can break the atom, we'll go and bomb somebody, we'll do something else, because there is no inclusive identity. So this is the second part which has been hugely neglected, and we are paying the price for it in so many ways. It's good to see people of variety of cultures, you see people who look white, black, brown and every shade of that you can have in between. They all seem to be okay when you work with them and you live with them, otherwise they thought they're some kind of weird people. We have lived like this. Anybody who's other than your tribe, if they came, first thing we killed him and then investigated who he is. This is how human beings have lived for a long time, isn't it? So slowly that is changing, but not rapid enough for the empire.
Cosmic and the collective, that's what your identity should be. The collective, because that will let you put yourself in other people's shoes, which is very critical on trying to relate and having compassion for them. You love the people you don't like so you can love yourself properly. Compassion is everything.
Empowerment that's happening. That is the problem, that the huge cracks that'll appear may swallow up a lot of things. Very unpleasant things can happen out of it. One important thing is the whole economy can get sucked up to just top-heavy thing, to the first 1%, may suck up the whole economy. But then you will have to create universal income or something else where people don't have to work and they have to do things which are useful to themselves and to life around them, which will happen. In my estimate, there are percentages, if you're interested, I'll tell you later, this is just my estimate. Looking at the present human beings, I see that, but leaving that. The second aspect of the mind is called ahankara, which is the identity. How you identify within yourself, that's how your intellect will work, that's what it will work for. I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm white, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that. If you identify, then your intellect works only.
It's the truth. Us being humans and not having to kill strangers is very, very new to us. Back in the day, you know, when we were hunter and gatherers, if you saw a stranger, you're gonna have to kill him because he could be there for all your resources. That's how it used to be. So it's very new to us to not having to kill strangers. I think that links up good with what he's saying right now.
That way. If your identity is much larger, includes all life, if not cosmic, at least if it's global, naturally your intellect will work for larger well-being. The third dimension of the mind is called manas. This is a huge silo of memory. When I say memory, see, I don't want to pick on you, you're a professor, I'll pick on somebody else.
No, please, you can pick on me if you want.
Rema, sit down, it's okay. Suppose you liked it and you ate your cat food for next 1 month, do you think you will become a cat?
I'll become very fat.
That'll never happen.
It will happen. Okay, fine. That depends how much they're packing for a cat. Cat food means it's small, for a small animal, you won't become fat. Okay, you may do little meow. I'm saying there is evolutionary memory here, no matter what you put in.
Sorry. It may happen in the East, but it's definitely not gonna happen in the West.
To this, it will make it only into a human being, isn't it?
The universal basic income. Capitalism will never allow that. But I feel like y'all are a little bit more open and loose in the East, so I could see you guys getting the universal basic income because that's just how you guys think, and that's not how we think over here. Shut up, Wes.
There is genetic memory here. No matter what you eat, you'll be like this only. So there are variety of memories. We make these memories or classify these memories into 8 forms. Elemental memory, evolutionary memory, genetic memory, karmic memory, conscious and unconscious memory, articulate and inarticulate memories. These 8 forms of memories are there. This is a huge silo of memory. This hand is connected to huge silo of memory, here I hold a knife. This knife is a useless knife if continuously this data is not flowing through this hand. This hand is a hand of prejudice. If this data says something, this will either Indianize it, Americanize it, masculine or femininize it, something it will do here, depending on the identity. If this identity was limitless identity, a global or a cosmic identity, then the data would come here in a different format. Right now, this is the human problem. There is another dimension of intelligence within you, which we call as chitta, which is what should be called as consciousness in my sense. Because words are by usage, not necessarily by the dictionary, isn't it? How we use the word. We're using all kinds of words in daily language in America today, and it's becoming global also. Those words may mean something specific in a dictionary, but people are using it in 1,000 different ways because their vocabulary is slowly coming down to 2 or 3 words. So,
I believe this as well. I think we pass down our traumas through our DNA. So I think we have memories that we can't really recall. We just kind of feel the emotion or energy from the situation, but I think all fears and like hardcore stressful situations, I think it kind of mutates our DNA and you end up passing down traumatic events. I haven't thought about it on a karmic level though, and it makes total sense.
how we use the word is different, but the actual word consciousness should mean chitta. What chitta means is, it is a profound intelligence which doesn't have an iota of memory. This memory, this intelligence is here also, there also, there also, everywhere. This is how the universe is happening. If anybody disagrees, see, this may sound very arrogant, but this is how I am. If anybody disagrees, they don't know. If any scripture disagrees, they don't know. Because I'm telling you this, because I don't know anything in the universe. I know only one thing. I know this piece of life from its origin to its ultimate. From this I'm telling you, this is consciousness, an intelligence which is not influenced by any kind of memory, an unprejudiced intelligence that all of us possess. But most people never look at that because right now they're just happy doing data process. You read 3 books more than me, so you are the smarter guy here. Or somebody else read 30 books more than you, he is the smartest guy here. Data centers, the capacity, that will become meaningless and I'm so happy about that.
On that wonderful note, let's open it up to some questions.
This is a possibility, this is a tremendous possibility. We are at a threshold. Will we cross into an absolutely fantastic possibility, or will we try to make disasters out of that? It's left to us, especially technology people. Will you make this into a great possibility or make a disaster out of it is in your hands. You know, recently I came to know that one of the very popular video games, I don't know if it's going here also, in India it's going around, that you are traveling here and there and you have to find a lonely woman and rape her. And one of the big things that is, this thing is, a mother and daughter are traveling in a train. You have to rape the daughter and the mother without they knowing each other, without them knowing this is happening. Then you get some prize, whatever. I'm saying, what are we doing, huh? What are we doing? Is this technology? So people are playing this in millions. So if it happens on the street, why the hell are you surprised? I'm just saying how we use it. So this is why people who are competent, people who have capacity to do things should…
I think we're going balls deep in it, so buckle up, it's gonna get weird as shit, guys.
have a larger identity. This is very, very important. Otherwise, these are the byproducts we produce, or this may become the main product. That's the biggest problem, okay? This may become the main product of what we produce. So this is why all the technology people should be initiated into powerful forms of meditation, which takes you beyond your physiological and psychological identities. It must happen, otherwise…
Damn, what kind of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego is that? Is that really a game, guys? I've been out of the gaming scene for a while, being that I can only have one hand. It's kind of hard to play video games. I got to do it one-handed, which I can do really good with like Madden. But if it's like a game where you have to have real fine motor skills with it, I can't do it. So pour me another.
We will use our capabilities in a way that it'll destroy us? Please.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was, I think, a great segue to a conversation. I'm sure you've given us a lot to think about, but I assume we have.
What game is this? Please let me know in the comments because it's weird as shit. If you bought that game, I'm questioning your weirdness. But I still love you.
Mics. And, if you have a question, just please raise your hand.
So I'm a grandfather of 3 grandkids, only 2, 5, and 6. If this vision of AI that you have and we have becomes true in an ideal world, I can't perceive that they will just be climbing up the mango trees and spending their days just, wandering off into the world. You are 1 in 8 billion people who became Sadhguru, which is absolutely amazing thing that you have. And you can survive just being a Sadhguru. What would you recommend we do with our grandkids? What kind of education should we give it to them so they also grow up in this new era and be successful?
Say, the life process happens like this. Whether it's a mango tree or you don't go up a mango tree only for the mangoes. We went up the mango tree even when there were no mangoes. Of course, still looking if it is hiding in a branch or a trunk or the root. But it was not hiding anywhere. If you bit into the root…
Because idle hands. Meditation is a good way to avoid idle hands because the whole point of it is to clear your thoughts. Let a thought come in, feel it, and then let it go.
No sweetness came. You bit into the bark, no sweetness came. You ate the leaf, no sweetness came. Only when the mango tree decides, sweetness pours out, isn't it? You can't decide that. So, there is something called as, like because he bought Descartes, he's talking about thinking. That's secondary process. The problem with humanity right now is we are too interested in the consequence. We are not interested in the process. Right now, in many ways, those of you who are working in technologies, if you're really into technology, you understand it's the process. How well you handle the process which creates the consequence. This is so with every aspect of life. But today we've become goal-oriented. We want mango. We don't care about the tree. How long will you eat mangoes, I'm asking? Mangoes will become extinct. Yes or no? This is happening.
I think with the technology it's gonna be hard to not be successful. I mean, it gives you every advantage that a human being doesn't have without it. I think it's going to separate the motivated from the lazy even more than ever, because everybody's going to have the potential to be brilliant because the information is out there. There's no more encyclopedias.
Happening to various aspects of our life because we are only interested in the consequence, not in the process, because we don't enjoy the process, only the consequence. It's out of this somebody created heaven and hell, consequence. You're ruled by consequence. If you do this, this and this, you will get to a good place. If you do that, that and that, you will get to a bad place. Consequence has been ruling humanity. This should stop. Process should rule humanity. What kind of process am I right now? When I sit here, how do I breathe? How do I experience my life? How is every cell in my body functioning right now? This is the process which creates a certain consequence. But we are interested in the consequence, so we are using all kinds of things. Somebody thinks by having a drink it'll be all fixed, by popping a pill it'll be all fixed. This will get to the extreme. This is just my opinion, but I see this very clearly. I feel if nobody has any work in the world, everything is run by the machine. If you create a good machine like that, all right, everybody put together, if you make something that there's really no need for you to work for a living. This is something that very surprised me when I first came to United States. Wherever I go, people ask, what do you do for a living? I said, I breathe. What do you do? No, I'm an engineer. I thought that's you. So for too long we've gotten used to working for a living. Making a living is more important than making a life out of this. This is a different aspect. Life flows like this. Everything is a certain kind of being. We're taking mango tree as an example. Mango tree is a certain kind of being. Because it's a mango tree and it's that kind of being, it will produce mangoes. Because it produces mangoes, everything else we chopped off and didn't chop him off, we all…
Ooh-hoo. Process should, and that process should be love. Shout out Sadhguru, that was beautiful.
also water in. So it's being, doing and having. This is the way life flows. But our education system has corrupted human mind in such a way, first you want to have that.
I think every cell is intelligent as well.
So what should I do? I'll do this and this, and you become that. You just turn the life upside down. Doesn't matter you're successful or unhappy or not successful. Watch in the world, whether educated and successful people are carrying joyful faces or uneducated and not so successful people are carrying joyful places, please have a look by yourself. I have looked very closely at human faces. Once they come to terms with their failure, they're quite happy.
The question…
Successful people have the most stressed out faces on the planet. Why? Because our idea of success is a consequence. Our idea of success is not a great life.
This is true, guys. If you're a younger kid, if you can avoid the 40-hour-a-week trap, I would strongly suggest. Once you're in the trap and you're getting a paycheck and you max out that paycheck and then you start depending on it and you get into the what I call the hourly wage trap. If you're a young buck, male or female, you got to start a business. It's the only way to get ahead, guys. You want to write the checks, not collect them. Start your own business.
Life process. We must have this and this. If you have something more than me, I feel boof. So right from school you're teaching your children how to enjoy other people's failures. See, if I have $10 and you have only $1, you feel…
It is a being. Trees are intelligent. If you have never seen the Intelligent Trees documentary, they're definitely intelligent. They take care of their offspring via the root system, and they know when there's a predator eating leaves. Like some trees will put out like a real bitter hormone to kind of to keep away the predators. They know when they're being eaten. And also like a bean, there was a bean plant with there was a like a support pole, and it knew where the support pole was. It would grow towards it every time. It would grow towards it, and then they would move the pole around, and they would grow toward it that way. So it definitely knew, it was conscious. It knew where to grow. So my point being is trees are definitely beings. They are intelligent, and he's talking about a mango one. Shut up, Wes.
down. If I have $10 million and you have only 1 million, you will feel down. But if I have 10 million but you get 100 million, you feel up. What is this? You're enjoying my failure? Or I'm enjoying your failure? This is a sick way to build the world, right from day one. People start telling you in school itself, you must be number one, first rank. Who is first rank? Should I tell you my own story? It's a very uninspiring story.
Please.
Sir Professor, I'm asking you.
No, please share.
Education.
And then, yes, please.
When I went to school, first of all, I never understood why the hell I'm in this place. Nobody explained to me. I went to school at a time when my attention was in a certain way. If somebody gives me a glass of water, I'm just looking at this glass of water 2-3 hours at a stretch because I don't know what is water. I know how to use it, but I don't know what it is. Do you know? Does anybody know what is water exactly? Nobody knows. Even today, with all the scientific enhancement, we still do not know one atom in its entirety. We know how to use it, we know…
Oh man, that is a good way to look at it. Shout out Sadhguru. Damn, you're dropping some beautiful knowledge in this talk. I'm so glad I watched it. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know what you enjoyed the most in the comments below. I need the engagement anyways.
How to fuse it, we know how to break it, all this we know, but we don't know what it is. So if I find a leaf, I'm just staring 6-7 hours. If I sit up in my bed, I'm just staring at the darkness for the whole night. My dear father, who was a physician, thought I need psychiatric evaluation. This boy is simply staring at something all the time. My problem is, I look at this and I don't know what is this. I'm not able to shift my attention to anything else. In this condition, they sent me to school. My mother said, don't look here and there, pay attention to the teacher. I went and paid attention to the teacher.
It really is, and that is the reason why the people closest to you don't support you. It's because you low-key make them look bad the higher you get. The higher you get, the more you're making them look bad. And that's why they don't support. Your closest, like family and friends, don't normally support you hard like strangers do. It's for that reason.
Kind of attention they had never received in their life. To an extent, I know their past, present and future, but I don't hear a word that they are speaking. So this is my education process. But when I really observed the way things are happening, everybody wants to be first. Every month they used to give that report card, you know. That yellow card, is it still yellow? Always it used to be yellow, I don't know why. I always wondered, why is it yellow?
I'm trying to remember mine, I don't remember.
No. Why is it yellow, I'm asking?
Oh, why is it yellow? You tell me, I don't know.
Whatever. No, I'm saying my attention went to these kind of things. I never opened it and saw. I went and gave it to my father because I thought this is a communication
2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen.
between the teacher and my father. And every time my father saw it, he blew up. Because I had a consistent 6 zeros, always. I never wrote a single word in any test paper. I never wanted to remain in the same class because I would end up my friends going away. So I just managed to write something and get to the next class, the final. But monthly test, I got consistently 6 zeros. And generally in my class, there were 32, 33 students most of the time when I grew up. Always I got 33 rank. I thought 33 was a bigger number than number 1. You think I'm wrong? Somehow everybody wants to be number 1. And those who got number 1 are strutting around a bit. Those who got bad marks, they got better than me, but they were sitting and crying, they're afraid to go home. I was just looking at all this and wondering, what the hell is happening here? Why are we here, first of all? So I reached the school only when it was absolutely necessary because it never made any sense to me. This is something that's anyway going to happen in the next 10 years. Schools will collapse because their purpose is served and done. One thing you instill in your children is, You don't have to be better than anybody, you just have to be at your best. That's all you can do in this life. Being, your way of being you establish, do whatever the best you can do. What you get to have, you'll get to have, what about it? This chair I don't own, but I get to sit on it, what is the problem, I'm asking? This question of what is mine, what is yours, all this will get confused with AI. That's the thing I'm so excited about.
You know, your question was posed to Sadhguru, but if I may, I'll just share something as an educator. My view is that if AI creates a lot of free time, you can either end up in an outcome where people take that and anchor it around mindless video games, for example, or it could be where you explore the joy of learning, the joy of exploration. And I think our education system has been primarily built around a scarcity mindset, which is what Sadhguru was talking about, trying to come first and so on. But if you're in a world of abundance, then you can explore education differently. So I personally don't believe schools are dead, education is dead. I think it evolves to a very different place where we actually look at education from an abundance mindset.
I think the reason why we're there is because the parents needed something to do with us during the day while they started their work, slavery, minimum or hourly wage trap. I forgot my point. I'll remember it in a second.
So that's my take on it.
It definitely, when I say school will be dismantled.
Oh yeah. Education has been made shitty by the government taking over it. And, we shouldn't have our schooling controlled by the government, in my opinion. Governments have this weird way of wanting to control and force feed shit. And what better way to do that than teach them shit when they're young? We need to privatize school, in my opinion. Let's start working on that, guys.
The way we know the school, the structure of the school has to go.
Yeah. Then we are aligned. Yes.
No, we're never opposite to each other. We're sitting this way, not this way, all right?
No, I identify with the cosmos and you too, so yes.
So I'm saying, in my estimate…
That's a beautiful lesson. Yeah, I mean, it's not about winning or losing, it's how you play the game.
Suppose nobody has to do anything in this world, their bread is free. Everything, housing is free, bread is free, everybody in the world got it, what they want. It'll take some time for equal distribution, but if that happened, in my estimation, about 25 to 30% of the people will become couch potatoes. They will sit, watch television, play game, do this, that, just eat unnecessarily, do those kind of things. Another 25% and 30%, hopefully it remains at that percentage, will become serious addicts of alcohol, drugs, those kind of things. Another 25% will do fantastic things. I'm just saying how to increase that percentage. Those who do fantastic things because they're not burdened by earning a living, if you increase that to 40 to 50%, we'll have a super fantastic world in a matter of 25 years' time. If you don't increase that population, if they are a small percentage and the bums become big percentage, then we'll have a bad consequence of technology.
So Sadhguru, what's your suggestion, how do you increase that percentage?
We're working right now.
I think he's referring to have it unregulated by the government is what he's trying to get at. Maybe can't think of the words, but I think that's where he's trying to get.
How do you get it to 50%, 75%?
75 is, at least in the next 100 years, it's an unrealistic percentage. 40 to 50% if we get, we are a phenomenal world. Phenomenal, beautiful, fantastic humanity we will become. But still, you will have to see some people are drug addicted, some people are addicted to other things. that percentage will be there because we have cultivated humanity. Human civilizations have been formed on need basis. Need-based civilizations we have created. You're not going to reverse that overnight. It doesn't matter what you change in the outer…
Yeah, that might be better than the idle hands route. It really does cause people to do crazy shit, and I really do think we need to have something built in place for that time when it comes, because idle hands are really a problem, guys. And if we have that much free time, which I'm with these guys on that, I think it's inevitable. We're gonna have tons of time because it saves tons and tons. And like I said earlier, especially like with coding, it's beautiful in that aspect. I get the AI slop thing, but I don't think I'm with y'all on that. How do you feel about AI? Is it a asset or the opposite? Let me know. I think both.
world. Internal mechanism of the human, this thing will not change because there are genetic factors. As I said, there is genetic memory which plays within you. To rise beyond all that, you must become chitta or consciousness. If that happens to large number of people, is it a possibility? Like never before. See, many great beings have come on this planet. When they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear them. Today we can sit here and speak to the entire humanity, like they were showing the numbers on the screen, I was just looking at that. 2024, our reach, video reach is 5.6 billion B. That is only on our platforms. There are many other platforms where we are propagating our material. Unique views are 1.72 billion, that is nearly a quarter of adult population is watching. Never before in the history of humanity, that many people ever looked for spiritual process, all right? Consciously, no sword held to your throat, you must listen, otherwise we'll cut your throat. Because religion has been propagated with sword, isn't it? Forcefully. But otherwise, without any force, out of their own interest, children, 10, 12-year-olds are all watching spiritual talks today. Never before. So I'm saying the possibility is there. But between the possibility and reality, always there is a distance. Do we have the courage and the commitment to walk that distance? That's a question. That is a question we must settle in this generation, that we create that courage and commitment in people. What is their well-being? They're willing to walk towards that. It may take some effort.
You know, for some years I've been thinking about evolution and sort of randomness versus destiny and karma. And sorry, I'm thinking because I am, right? So I have to think as well. But just this question got excited.
If this one thing goes, all your questions would be answered, that is, I have to think. You don't have to think, you can think. If that much option comes within you, the question you're asking would be answered by yourself.
Ask it anyway, please.
And we can communicate with every one of them if we wanted to, because it seems like everybody has access these days. And I think having access to that many people is kind of what makes everything seem so bad. Like everything seems so worse than it used to be, but it's just because we see more, if that makes sense.
So a few weeks ago, me and my wife went to the major auto accident. We were lucky to come alive with very light damage. Technology worked beautifully, right? The car, crumple zones, seat belts, airbags, everything worked. Nothing, or very cosmetic injuries. I could say Providence, which saved us, but I've been thinking, is it just randomness that just the way the accident happened, we came out lightly? So I just wanted to get your views about destiny and karma versus evolution.
Versus bad driving?
It could be that as well, yeah, absolutely. Just judgment, whatever.
See, in the physical world, if things move, they could collide. If here we are going out, if we move in a certain way, we'll collide with each other, isn't it? Don't bring all kinds of philosophy and mysticism to this. It's a simple thing. Two physical things are moving, it's always possible they could collide. How well coordinated they are could avoid collision. If all of us following the traffic rules, they're made to see that we don't collide. Hello? That's a way, isn't it? Suppose one of us don't follow, then things will happen. Can I tell you a real story that happened here in the valley? What's your name? Can I? Some time ago, Shankaran Pillai came to Silicon Valley. Hey, he's a technology guy, you didn't… What? And he came here because his son had married a local American girl. They're living in the valley. So he came to visit. Then he looked around and he prides himself to be a good driver. If you have driven in India for 20 years, you must be an excellent driver. Otherwise you won't be living. So, the son-in-law had a Corvette, but of course, he takes his Tesla to the office. You know, everybody drives an electric car to their office, but they have a beast parked in the garage. So, he asked this American daughter-in-law, "Can I take this car for a spin?" He said, "Of course, Dad, you can, but do you have license?" "Oh, I have an Indian license which is international." He said, "Okay, how can she say no to father-in-law?" Boom, he roamed, he fired it up and drove. Then the daughter-in-law was little apprehensive or anxious the way he took off. Then she was looking at the traffic news and then she called him and said, Dad, there's a problem. There's some insane guy driving on the opposite side of the road. Please be careful." He said, "What? One guy? Everybody is insane, everybody is driving on the opposite side of the road out here." Some things can happen like that. So, accident. The word accident means that in the physical movement of things, sometimes if they're not well coordinated, boom. Well, both of you are well, don't complain. And you are also going for a new car, what's the problem?
My question was about identity. As someone, who grew up in India and came here for grad school, I've seen many of my friends who came with me also make different choices about identity. So, my question was like, how does identity evolve over time? And is it about the attachment we hold to certain things, like it should maybe countries, some ideas, other mental models? If you could throw some insight, that would be helpful.
See, when you spend a part of your life in one country or one culture, then move to another one, there will be in your emotion, in your thought, there is some conflict about where do I really belong. You must rise beyond that struggle because it's very important that we learn to appreciate the differences. Just imagine if the whole world, every human being around you, including those in your family, were exactly like you. Could you live there? Hello? One more guy like you.
Yeah, I always tell my son, be careful, and I tell him, I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about the other people. And I will tell you the same thing. Always be aware of your surroundings. I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about the other people. Pay attention, and always be aware of your surroundings, guys.
Can you live in this world? That's what I'm asking. Everybody is different. That's what is best about this world, isn't it? Politicians, religious people, military leaders, they're all trying to create same kind of people always. But they have failed, fortunately. They have not succeeded in creating uniform kind of people. Uniforms we can create, but people we could not make. Aren't we glad? Even in your home, if you have two children, you're trying to make them just like you're a big failure, I know, because it never succeeds. Each one becomes their own way. Well, so you don't have to struggle between two nations, what to do? You shouldn't belong to any nation, that should be the future with AI and all that, all right? Nation means we've cut the planet like a cake into many, 200 and odd pieces, and we want to cut it further. And each piece wants to have their own army, want to have their own nuclear arsenal. What the hell are we planning for this planet? The cutting should go because, see, those of you who are American, born here and grown up here, you may not understand the problem that I'm talking about. You do to some extent, but not to the same extent. Indians who come, India was partitioned just 70.
I can tell you the world would be a lot cooler place if everybody were me. But it would get very bland and boring if we were all the same. Diversity is a beautiful thing. If you disagree, that's cool because you're human and you're not perfect, but I think you should reconsider. Don't hate that other person. Be a part of the collective and love the collective. Shut up, Wes.
Even this world, plus years ago, there are still people living who are there before partition. They just can't understand. Because when the partition lines were drawn, they were drawn on the map, nobody went there and drew it. There have been situations, villages are cut into pieces. There are situations where one half of your home is in Pakistan, one half of the home is in India. What do? Create an army between two parts of the house? But I'm saying it's that ridiculous, this whole goddamn thing about national boundaries being sacrosanct must go, but it can only go if there is some kind of economic parity, otherwise it'll not happen. With economic disparity being at the scale at which it is, it's not possible to wipe out the boundaries. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It's simply not possible. Idealistically you may think so, but it'll not work. So the most important thing is to bring economic parity. I believe if we are smart in this generation, otherwise at least in the next generation, this AI could bring reasonable levels of economic parity. That is the way we can wipe out the boundaries on this planet. These silly lines that we have drawn and we believe it's absolute, these lines must go. It is there in the geography, unfortunately, but in your minds and
That would be me.
hearts, it must go today. Hello?
I think we could take one last question. There was one in the first row here, maybe we bring it here. And I know there were many other questions, but we could do those offline because the hosts and organizers started on time. I want to at least end close to time.
In terms of existence, how do we contextualize our existence when it's all some random sequence of cosmic events that started the whole thing, and those rules that govern the physical existence of the universe may act in a way that completely takes out, the whole planet, the whole solar system, everything is…
It'll always be like this, guys. The whole country thing, I'm with them. It definitely causes division, but I don't think there's any escaping it, because he is right. It would be need a major economic parity, I would say. And that's never going to happen, because some people work harder than other people. Some people need it. Some people want it. There's a difference. But, yeah.
Controlled by some rules that no one truly understands, and our existence is just, a random sequence of events that brought us here. So in that context, how do we contextualize our own identity, behavior, knowledge, chitta, and all the things that goes around our humanity?
In that aspect, I think it's the truth. AI will accomplish that. I forgot my point. I'll remember it.
At some point, isn't there a physical sequence of...
Yeah, the AI might bring economic parity because it may take to where we don't have to be in the rat race. But then again, everybody spends differently. It'll definitely still affect us, and we're never gonna go away from the countries, because we've lived that way for too long. There's no going back.
But laws or rules that is going to perhaps wipe us all out.
Perfect question to end this. We started with death, so looks like we're coming back. That's how good movies are. You come back to the first scene.
No. The most fundamental fact that human beings have missed is that they are mortal. If they are constantly aware that we are on a limited amount of time, they would function very differently. Most human beings are living here as if they are forever. I must tell you this, no insult to anybody, okay? Hello? I was in somebody's house in United States. Both of them are doctors. I was in their home, and generally I am a architecture buff. If I just look at this house, I won't look at it for its physical beauty. I look at the structure, how it is done, how stupid it is or how smart it is. In one scan, my mind goes through the whole architecture. This is all my life, I'm looking at anything. If I look at the tree, I'm looking at how it's built, will it stand, will it not stand. I'm not looking at just the greenness of it, the beauty of it, I'm always looking at the structure of it. So, I am in this house. In United States, a whole lot of houses are just…
It's a good question on identity.
built by thumb rule, Very few homes are designed. Others are all by thumb rule, all the developments, the gated developments that are there, just by thumb rule, same thing, 5 different things. So generally I know where the kitchen is, where the bathroom is, where the restrooms are, everything. Just by looking at the house,
Everything's a cycle if you allow it, and we just came full circle. But yeah, everything's a cycle if you allow it. It's our default setting, and that means if you're in some kind of self-hate, self-harm, anything like that. I forgot my point.
way it's structured, I just know. So I need to use the restroom, I look this way. The obvious place where the restroom would be, I knew in this house it's not so, but I was just trying to guess where it is. Then I went and opened the wrong door. Not always right, I opened the wrong door and I looked in. The room was quite a large room, and it was stacked from floor to ceiling with shoes, footwear. I got a little interested and I stepped in and looked. I thought, are they in the footwear business or something? But I knew both of them are doctors. So I walked in further and looked. Then I noticed all of them were ladies' footwear. There was only one woman in the house, they had two sons, but only one woman in the house. I thought, wow, maybe they're in business. By then the lady came into the room, Sadhguru, Sadhguru, what are you looking for? No, I was looking for restroom and I just opened the wrong door. And what is all this footwear? So, no, Sadhguru, please come, I'll show you the restroom. I said, but what is so many footwear? There are at least 700 to 800 footwear.
Yeah, they're all cookie cutter here. I don't know if it's the same where you're at, but these companies like will open like a neighborhood up and they build like the same house. It's like cookie cut, I swear to God. It's kind of weird. Most of them have like few different options, so it's not as cookie cutter, but it still is.
So, no, Sadhguru, you come. I said, this is all yours? 800 footwear you wear? I can understand. You want one for walking, one for jogging, one to the office, one to the golf course, one to this. You're a woman, you want all the 7 colors in the rainbow. Okay with me, 25. 800, how do you wear? How do you even choose what to wear today? You know, I just want to know what makes you keep 800 footwear? Because she was a very one kind of karmic person, I said, you planning to come for 10 lifetimes or what is it? I thought you are with me so that you don't come back again and again. What is this? You have stored up footwear for 10 lifetimes. Because if you walk for 10 lifetimes, you can't wear out these 800 pairs of footwear. This was bothering me. Why would anybody want… what drives somebody to buy 800 pairs of footwear? Then I met a guy who is the CEO of one of the major footwear companies in United States. I asked, why would they buy 800? No, Sadhguru, that is because that's the only thing she can buy the same size throughout her life.
Somebody's a shopping addict. Probably get Amazon deliveries every day.
I said, okay, I got it. So what random things are driving? See, this is all people who are looking at life with keyhole vision, making theories all the time. And their theories keep changing every 2 years, you know that. The faster science evolves, quicker the theories will change. You will never say, I was totally wrong last time and now I got it right. You will say, that was right and we evolved into more right. That was the truth, but this is more true. Hey, what is that? So, this is what we just kind of touched upon this. What is inside and outside is the same intelligence. What makes this plant flower? What makes you think in a
That's a bit excessive. It's an addiction problem.
certain way is the same intelligence. What converts a piece of bread into human body in a matter of few hours? Same intelligence. What runs the whole thing is the same intelligence. Immediately you will conclude, oh, so there is a God sitting up there. Arey, that is because you are human and you think existence is human-centric. It is not. You are a speck. You are a tiny little speck in this cosmos. Hello? Even if you're a big guy here, I'm saying. Neither this men of science, nor men who people claim that I'm man of God, both the people don't know where the cosmos begins, where it ends. Isn't it so? Huh? Hello?
That's a good point. Good job.
Am I insulting anybody? Men of science and men of God both do not know where it begins, where it ends. We just keep on creating theories and things. It's like this. Suppose there is a 1,000,000-piece jigsaw. You found 5 pieces. Being Indian, you make it and said, this looks like an elephant. Well, you got only 3 pieces or 5 pieces of the 1,000,000 and you're making a picture out of it. Please don't. That's not how it is. It's very, very extremely important. When it comes to the universe and creation, and life itself as a life process. You must come to this level of sincerity. It doesn't matter what scripture you've read, what science you've read, whatever you have done, you still don't know where you came from and where you will go. Is it a fact or no? You can assume. You can believe one thing and say, I'm theist. You can believe another thing and say, I'm an atheist. Both are the same people who don't have the courage to seek, to admit that I do not know. I do not know is a tremendous possibility. Only if you see I do not know, seeking will arise within you. It's the nature of human intelligence. If you genuinely see I do not know a damn thing about myself or this universe, it will not sleep for a moment, it will seek. If the seeking and the longing to know comes, knowing is not far away because the nature of the universe is such. The way an atom is made, that is the way even the cosmos is made. It's just a complexity and sophistication. The way
Nobody does. No one knows what we're doing. We're all just freestyling it.
an amoeba is made, that is the way you are also made. It is just the sophistication and complexity. So if you know this, you know everything by inference, because this is the way everything is made. And you must understand this. Right now, do you see me, sir? Do you see me? You do? Use one finger, point out where I am. No. Say, you don't know I am a mystic from southern India. This light is reflecting on me, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina. You know the whole story? Where are you seeing, sir, right now? Within yourself. You're seeing me within yourself, isn't it? Where do you hear me? Within yourself. Where have you seen the whole world? Within yourself. Everything that you know is only within yourself. Pain and pleasure has happened within you, joy and misery has happened within you, agony and ecstasy has happened within you, even light and darkness is happening within you. So everything that you know as the world, everything that you know as life…
I think what he's getting at is it's so complex and complicated being a human that I don't think an AI will ever be able to replicate it properly.
You know it only the way it has happened within you. When this is the case, should this get little more attention, sir? We're too busy wanting to conquer the world. Is it not important? This machine which is creating a whole experience of life for you should be looked at. And even the so-called computer, spacecraft and your AI is also just a drop of this, yes or no? Hello? Hello? It's also just a drop of this intelligence, isn't it? If you look deep enough into this, you will see nothing is random. Everything is perfectly coordinated. Even that guy crashing his car. You won't like it, but… or you'll like it because he's absolved of the blame. Bad driving is a consequence, has consequences, isn't it? It can happen to anybody, one moment of not being alert. You should stay on two-wheelers, then you know, one moment you're not there means, you either broken bones if you're lucky, or you're gone. You know? By the time I was 35, 13 of my friends who were close to me all died. I was just looking back, why these guys died? Most of them on motorcycles. Some of them drank too much, they did something else and they died. But before they're 35, they passed. Is it some random act? No, that's the way they're living. This is why the fundamental thing about the civilization where you come from is, we said your life is your karma.
Yes, change. If you want to change the world, start inside of you. That's what she said.
The word karma means action. Your life is your making. The way you are right now is your making. So many situations might have influenced you, but still it's your making. Have you seen In the same given situation, somebody is doing wonderfully well, another person is suffering like hell in the same given situation? Yes or no, every day? Happening or no? Hey, what happened to you? Happening or no?
Yes.
It's happening because this is your karma. Right now, how your life is shaping up, what is happening, what is the nature of your experience sitting here is entirely your making. But you should not forget that in this cosmos, your solar…
It's an orderly mess, being a human, and life in general. Very orderly, very messy. It's an orderly mess.
system that you're concerned about because they're telling you asteroids are coming, they've been coming for a long time. This solar system is a tiny speck. In that speck, planet Earth is a micro speck. In that micro speck, Silicon Valley is a super micro speck. In that, you're a big man. This is a serious problem. No context to our lives. Hello? No context, such a tiny speck. He is given an opportunity to sit here and all of us can gossip whatever we want, we can eat what we want, we can crash our car if we wish. Isn't it fantastic? Though we are a tiny speck that tomorrow you, me, planet Earth and solar system itself evaporated, nobody notices in the rest of the cosmos. It's that tiny speck, isn't it? Hello?
I just did a video on karma, the law of action. There will be a link at the end here, and we're about to the end, so if you want to go there next, you can. I just did it last week, and it was by Swami Sarvapriyananda, not in Sadhguru.
But somebody boosted your image and told you, God has a purpose for you. Hey, how do you know God knows that you exist? Do you know how many ants are there? Kamal, do you know how many ants are there in your garden? Many. Forget about the microbes. So this is all rubbish that's been so…
It's all a matter of perspective and viewpoint. Two people, same thing, one's enjoying it because they haven't experienced it before. Another person is bored as hell because they've done it 100 times.
Told for a long time, why I'm so excited about AI is, it'll destroy all this rubbish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sadhguru. It was great having this conversation. Thank you all for being here.
Alright, yes it will. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed yourself, maybe learned something. I think he's right on point here to be excited about this. It's gonna make life way better for the future of humanity. We do probably need to figure out the negatives on it, because there are negatives just like with everything else. But I feel like once we reach true AGI, which is probably still about 20 years away, then it's going to get very weird. And eventually every human's going to want to have their own personal robot, to where there'll probably be one of one. You know, every human's going to have one, so it's going to get kind of weird. But thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe. It is free. Share it. Tell a friend. That's all free. If you're feeling a little bit more generous, please consider subscribing to my Patreon, buying a t-shirt or an art print, or my Cash App is in the description. All help is greatly appreciated. I'm unemployable, and this is the only way I can get any sort of income. So any help is greatly appreciated, even if it's a penny. I'll take it. Thank you so much. I love you. Go love somebody that you don't like so you can love yourself properly. And I will see y'all in the next reaction video. Love you.